Hi everyone, it's Nat here. Hope you're all doing well. I'm on with the final flip through of my Birds and Botany journal. Now this has been made as a creative team project for Aunty Vera Scrap and Craft, and I've used the Couture Creation Sweeping Plains papers plus a whole lot of other product that I got from Aunty Vera Scrap and Craft to use for the month of September. So all of the products that I got for this month to use are on sale for September at Aunty Vera Scrap and Craft. So there's still time to go and check out the store and grab yourself a bargain. Also, the other ladies are using the same papers and have chosen some different products. So check them out as well and see what they've been making, because we're all making some awesome things with these papers this month because they're just absolutely beautiful. I was so inspired by them. And a few of the pages had beautiful birds and Australian plants and birds on them. So I thought I'd roll with that for this journal, and that's why it is Birds and Botany. So it's a old Reader's Digest cover that I have altered. I just gutted it and put my signatures in, so it's 3 signatures. Don't ask me how many pages because I haven't counted. Put some of the beautiful paper down the spine just to cover the words. I've left the back just like that because I love the colour of the cover as it is. I've used a fair bit of hessian throughout this one because I think it looks great. Yeah, and some of the wooden flourishes that I grabbed as this month's items. So let's get into it. So just absolutely gorgeous papers. You would have seen, if you watched my previous video, I made this little pocket here with a little journaling card. Now, the papers I've used at the start of all the signatures, and I have just left them bare on the cover pages of the signatures because they're just gorgeous. There's nothing I'd want to do to that. So this first signature is sort of parrots and that, so it's got a cockatiel at the front, and then I've done a lot of wattles in this one, I think. So other than the Couture Creations papers, I've used found papers that I have here. So they're all out of secondhand books. My kids' textbooks and art diaries that have been left around here, papers that I've found at the secondhand stores that I had sitting around. So it's been great to be able to use and recycle a whole lot of stuff in here as well. So I used some of the offcuts of the papers just to line some of the thinner pages as they make them a bit more sturdy, and they look really nice as well. A book page with some different wattles or acacias on. So there's a lot of writing space in this one. Napkin bird. Now this is a stamp die that I had, and I just used that and some of the Sweeping Plains papers on the background here, which is beautiful. And then I fussy cut these little birds out of a bird field guide and just use stamps on it for the numbers and the postmarks. So I love the way that turned out. I think I'm going to do a lot of fussy cutting and make a whole heap more of those. I've just slipped that on under this paper clip. Now this paper clip you would have seen me make in the previous video as well. It's one of the beautiful Couture Creations Sweeping Plains die cut embellishment pieces. So there's some more beautiful wattles that I got out of a flower book or garden book. Now I've just left that page. I like the greens on it, but the recipient, whoever gets this journal, can always cover that if they want. Now I made these in my previous video as well, just index cards. I had them in different colours that I loved, and I used some of the beautiful stamps that I got as this month's product to decorate those. Now I had a bird diary that had these beautiful black and whites in there, so I stuck that over these other pages from I think the same bird diary with it's like an address book. So I like the colour on them, and I love the tabs, how they stick out. So I've got one for each signature here. So I've just covered this side of it with the parrots. And then in the centre I've used a page from the Bird Diary. Just glorious colours and flowers that go really nicely. I tried to match the colours in the papers, the yellows and the greens and everything, and the type of birds. So there's a little budgie that I stuck on the side of the address book page, and that's just been backed onto some of the beautiful paper and then onto another stamp die. Other side of a wattle page, another one of the beautiful die cuts that I turned into paper clips, another offcut that I've lined the side of this page with, another parrot napkin on the page. Just love the colours in this. So I didn't ink the pages or anything because I wanted to keep them sort of crisp and colourful. So more Australian plants. It's the other side of the wattle page. So lots of space for the recipient to stick things in or write in. Beautiful cockatiels that I fussy cut. That's one of the cutouts from one of the 12 by 12 pieces. And some of the die cut ephemera are up there. So this signature is kookaburras and waratahs and proteas mainly. So I've got that as the start page. And then you would have seen me make this envelope in my last video that is just clipped over the top. And in there it has this little journaling card that I made. And that just sits over there. Clip that on. A beautiful kookaburra that you can see underneath the vellum. It's one of the stamps that I got as my product for the month as well. It's a Waratah stamp. Waratah stamp, I should say. And this is just some of the offcut of vellum that I've adhered to the edge of this page. So there's a paper bag in here, and inside I've put this. It's a bit of the Bird Diary, the black and white, and I've just backed it so it can be journaled on, and it just sits in there. Then we have a beautiful, that's a protea. I'm learning. So I love the colours of that, goes really nicely with the brown bag. So that piece is in there for the little tab that sticks out. So there's another protea. Another one there. And I put that there because we've got one here on this beautiful paper as well. Which is another one of the Sweeping Plains collection. Just gorgeous. Now this is a little coin envelope that I have just napkined. It's a little tag or little journaling piece of paper can be slipped in there. So I've just paper clipped these on so they can be moved around. So I've used some old music page, another bit of napkin with a kookaburra. And then of course in the centre we had to have kookaburras. Beautiful pictures these, absolutely loved this book. I've been hoarding this, keeping it stashed away for a special occasion. So, but it just goes so well in this. So this is another cutout from one of the papers, and I've left it open as a little tuck spot there, and I used this craft cardstock and just napkined over the top. This beautiful napkin because I think the colours go quite nice, and just a bit of hessian as a tab there, and that slips in there. Kookaburra paper clip that I made in the last video, and that holds on to an index card that I decorated as well, and that has a protea on it, and that goes with the ones down here. And these are more proteas and that as well. other side of the paper bag. So that's one of the cut aparts as well from the kit. And just a scrap bit. And then in here, this is just out of a bird book, and it has information about kingfishers and kookaburras because they're highlighted in this journal, and I've just backed that so it can be written on as well. Now this is some of the cardstock that I sprayed with my distress oxides, and one of my wooden flourishes. Some more beautiful kookaburras. The other side of the vellum. And then the final page for that signature with a beautiful kookaburra on it. I just love it. This is what inspired me, was the 3 pages with the birds on. The kookaburra, the cockatiel and the kingfisher. So this is the last signature with our kingfisher. Lots of writing space. Now this one's kingfishers and eucalyptus. So this is a beautiful eucalyptus page, and I've just folded it over and lined it so it can be journaled on, and I've just stamped it with the lovely eucalyptus stamp that I got for this month. It's got a little bit of a crease in there, but that's all right. Now on this piece of the address book, I have used a scrap of the blue vellum as a belly band so that I can just slip this under there like that. There's another black and white of some kingfishers that cover that bit of the address book. There's my blue vellum, and underneath you can see the kingfishers. Gorgeous birds. This is onion skin paper, I think, out of an airmail book. And there's some more beautiful kingfishers. Now that's a belly band as well. I was going to slip something in there, but it sort of took away from the kingfishers here. But just a journal, a piece of paper to journal on would be nice stuck in there. So the middle of the signature, of course, is kingfishers. Gorgeous picture again. Now this is, just take it off. It's held on with a paper clip. Got a whole lot of cards recently. Or was it one of my op shop hauls? Actually, I think it was my sister-in-law gave me a stack of craft goodies, and I think this was in there. And it's, I don't know whether it's like an invitation thing, card or something, but it has this little window area where you can slip, I don't know, an invitation or a photo or something like that. So what I've done is made a little journaling card out of a book picture of eucalyptus. And I thought that could be a nice little hidden journaling spot. And that just slips in there, if I can get it back in. A bit fiddly, especially at this time of night. It's a bit late. I think it's midnight at the moment. But I was on a mission to get this finished and filmed. So that just slips in like that. And then on the inside, this bit I decided to stick down and just use as a little tuck spot. And I've created this little journaling card from a scrap piece of the Couture Creations papers. Looks like it's got some eucalyptus leaves hanging down there as well. So this whole card can be journaled on. And then I just stamped it with the eucalyptus stamp as well, and that just goes over there. So this can also be used as a tuck spot, or it can be moved elsewhere if the recipient wants to. Another beautiful kingfisher. So I've made another little pocket with an offcut of the vellum and created this tag with the papers. And it's just got some more eucalyptus on it. It can be journaled on. That slips in there. some more of the die-cut ephemera pieces. Eucalyptus tree, and it's backed onto an offcut of the paper that has eucalyptus leaves on it and flowers. And then I've got this field observations. It's a bird field observation book that I found at the secondhand store, so I took a page out of that can be written on, and that just slips in there nicely. And the last page, beautiful kingfisher, and then the last index journaling card that I made in my last video, and that just slips in a little pocket there. So, and then I've got Hessian on the edges, so I absolutely love the colours in this and the birds and the plants. So I really enjoyed making this, so thank you very much, Aunty Vera. A lot of fun with this month's papers. So I've still got one more project to do for this month, so you'll have to keep your eye out for that one. So as I said, check out the blog, see what everyone's been making, and check out the store and see what bargains you can get for the month. Take care, everyone. See you later.